Yeah, it's another night siege profiles.
Hi guys.
Hey, Azanaj, how are you?
Hi, sir. Good. How are you?
Are you okay?
Hi,
I'm good.
How are you?
Hi, Cesar.
All right.
How do I
Did
change
your
my name?
homework? Have you done your homework?
No.
I'm kidding.
Everyone, good evening. Let me just turn my music off. Hi, we live. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Or should we wait for them a little bit to join us? What do you guys think? Should we just...
like you're in control. You're in control. You do it.
I think let's just wait a little bit. Let's just give them time. Let's give them, let's say 5 minutes to
cool.
join in. Yeah.
So what are we doing so long? Like while we're waiting, what
we listen to music.
Are we singing like a song?
Playing you guys. Robin, or do you want something else?
You can sing.
Hey?
No, sir, please, no. No, I disagree. No,
I also disagree. No.
Hey.
What are we talking about?
Me singing.
Oh, no. What?
Oh, no, not today. We know you have a great voice, but not today.
No, I don't want to.
What did you say?
I also want to hear her sing.
Maybe you should,
Oh, no.
Yes, please.
No, I'm good. She can sing. My mom can sing.
Okay, I'm going to share this feed. Let me just share this feed whilst we're waiting for everybody to join in. You guys can do the same. Oh, you little ones don't have Facebook. So I'll ask Mr. Mhlongo to share if he can.
So what am I sharing? What am I sharing?
Okay, then you won't be able to share, no?
I'm confused. What am I sharing?
No. The feed itself. No, you can share it when we're done.
Oh, the feed. Okay. Oh, that.
Yeah.
I thought you wanted to share something. I don't know. What am I sharing?
No. Okay, the feed.
Yeah, that's cool. I can share the feed. It's fine.
Okay.
Must I share it now?
You can if you are able to share it now.
Okay, I'm gonna try. I'm not very good with the social media things.
Okay, but you would have to do that on Facebook, not on Zoom. So it's fine. Leave it. You'll share it afterwards.
Yeah, cool. I can do that.
Why am I so confused? Oh my days.
Who's confused? Why are you guys confused?
I'm not confused.
Nima, I'm starting.
Yeah.
Okay. I can do this.
I didn't want to start. So
and Robin Thicke decided to stop.
I think Robin Thicke wants us to start.
Yeah, no.
Am I wrong?
No, we didn't.
Robin is like, start, guys, please.
Oh,
Can you guys start,
okay.
please?
Guys, thank you for joining in. Those who are joining us and those who are going to be joining us later. Thank you so much for joining us. This is going to be one of the interesting. I was looking forward to this for like, I don't know how long. I'm just so blessed to be doing this, to be creating this platform where I'm giving a voice to these amazing leaders of tomorrow. I'm so grateful. And my name is Pammy G, coming to you live as Pammy G Motivations. Thank you for joining us this evening. Today, we are talking about the impact of COVID-19 on teens. We're going to be learning. They're going to be the ones to educate us. We usually are the ones who lecture them and educate them, but this time around, it's them. We're the students, they're the teachers. So I'm so grateful to be having this moment with them. Yeah, the reason I decided to have this conversation with the teens, it's because I realized, having a teen myself, being a mother of a teen, I realized that, we don't know our own kids as much as we should. we're so busy with life. We're so busy trying to, you know, provide for them and so forth. And we don't know them. And you know how moody they are, you know, they will want to lock themselves in their rooms and yeah, they're smiling right there. And you're so busy with life and you get to, you know, you only realize later that you don't know your own child. And I thought, you know what, this is so important that parents, you know, to open this line of communication, you know, with them, where we, you know, we put ourselves in their shoes, where we, you know, we learn about their perspective on things. You know, we're coming into their world today. So thank you so much, guys. Please share. I would love for parents to get a hold of this, as many parents as possible, because especially the parents of teens or those who are going to be parents of teens in the future. You know, I'd love for you guys to get a hold of this and grab as much as you can. Listen today. Listen, open your heart, open your mind, you know, and just listen to these kids. What, you know, what they have to say is very important. We need to know the struggles that they are going through. We need to know, you know, even the way they interact with other kids. We need to know them better. And that's the only way to save these kids. You know, that's the only way to get them into the right direction. So I'm so passionate about this because I'm a mother to a teen, and oh boy. Anyway, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, my guests, thank you so much, you guys, for being part of this. You know, this is needed. You're going to be helping a lot of mothers. You today you're talking to mothers. You're telling mothers exactly how you feel. No hiding. I know you guys. You don't snitch, right? There's that language my nephew told me about. My nephew said we don't snitch, and I know
snitches get stitches. Snitches get stitches.
Yeah, so you guys be open. We want to learn, you know, be open, be free, you know, and just enjoy this session whilst you are educating us and informing us of what you guys go through, right? Okay, so my first speaker today is Cesar. Cesar is a grade 9 student. She's 15. And Cesar, I'm so thankful that you decided to do this. I need to know, tell us about your struggles this year, or even share what your peers are going through or went through this year, this COVID-19. How did it affect you guys this year?
Well, most of my peers that I've asked about this, they just said that they've been struggling with mental health problems like depression and anxiety. And I too, I don't know through, but I went through some weird stuff, I guess. I was just very anxious all of the time. I was feeling lonely even like when I was with my family. And yeah, but it just happened like during that period of the lockdown. But now I'm fine. Most of us are fine. And yeah, it was just weird.
Would you like to share with us? Just hold on, I just need to turn the fan off. It's a bit loud. Would you like to share with us you know what other peers, your friends are going through right now? What have they gone through that they've maybe shared with you?
They just said that they went through some depression because some of them lost a lot of their family members during lockdown, and we weren't used to having to stay at home the whole time. So that was still new to them, like depression and anxiety. Some people were saying they were always like jittery. They always had to be doing something and stuff like that.
I hear you. We're going to be engaging with all three of you guys before I get to Mr. Mhlongo, because I want to hear his perspective on this, his experience on this. So yeah, I hear you. So basically, you guys, it's been depression and anxiety. I'm writing down. We're here to learn today. You, Nizi, can you share with us what you've been going through and what your friends, if you were speaking about this topic with your friends, what did they go through?
Hi guys, first of all, when I asked my friends, they told me a lot of stuff, especially about mental health. And what they were going through at home, because we were not used to staying at home. Most of our time in day we spent at school, and some also went through domestic abuse and abuse at home, because we were mostly at school. They don't know what their parents did when they were at home. And they told me a lot about the pressure when I, for one, I got anxiety when we first got to work, because I was not used to working at home and I couldn't handle the workload. So I was waking up 8 o'clock doing work. I couldn't handle it. So I couldn't handle the pressure. I cried a lot, but thankfully my mom was always there for me, and she talked with me, and thank you. Yeah.
Oh wow. And did you guys experience any fear of the unknown, like fear of uncertainty and things like that?
Yeah.
You did?
Definitely.
Did you experience any fears of losing your parents to this COVID, or even getting the infections yourselves?
Yes. Because yes, my dad went to work almost like most of the time, so it would just be like fear, because he would come home, go to work, come home, and then you would wonder, when he's at work consulting other people, would he not get it from the other people, and would he not give it to us? Because we live really close to each other and we're always near each other. So if one person in the house got it, everyone else would got it. Everyone else would get it, and that was a fear. That was because it was killing people left, right, and center. So it was really scary. It was.
I hear you. I didn't even introduce you. Guys, her name is Azanati. Mr. Mhlongo, I'll introduce you a little bit later, because we're gonna talk in detail.
No problem.
And Azanati, she's also a grade 9 student, and she's my daughter. I decided to bring her in because
we didn't know. Thank you for telling us.
We've opened an incredible line of communication, me and her. We communicate about everything.
Yeah.
So I wanted you, my darling, to just also share your experience about this year, this horrible year.
Yeah. Like Nizi said, a lot of loneliness, because at home I don't really have people my age. It's normally my brother and sister, and they're together. They spend most of their time together. And it was just, the need to be social, just to socialize with people your age. And it was tough. It was really tough. And the workload as well, getting new work, learning it yourself, and basically teaching yourself. And you wouldn't really normally rely on the work that the teacher gave you. You would get like YouTube videos and then other stuff, and you wouldn't really be able to like interact with the teacher and say, okay, so this is a specific question, so what about this, can I ask about you this? So it would always be really scary. It was, especially school.
But would you say this year has helped you to be an independent learner? Would you say it has trained you to be? So you all agree. So
I
would
agree.
you? Good. Okay. And can you share with us, Azanati, what you went through this year, and your peers as well?
I actually asked a lot of people at school to prepare for this. I asked 25 people at school, and they all took it very seriously. So I asked them, and basically they said they were mostly bored. There was loneliness, and most of them, like 23 out of the 25 that I spoke to, spoke about the mental health and the suicide thoughts. Those came in, and personally, I can relate. With being alone all the time, being trapped in your head, it was horrible. It was, and most were also like urged to have sex as well, because you're at home and you're with your parents, and it was basically like the urge to rebel as well.
Azanati, I'm losing you. I'm losing you. Repeat that, please. We just, your connection. Your connection.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So there was the urge to rebel because we were at home with our parents, and we would try and find ways to, because you would see your parents all the time, your family, you'd be around them all the time. And basically there was that. And it was basically the urge to do wrong, because I mean, we're teens. We basically want to do wrong all the time, want to prove our parents wrong. So yeah, there was that. And
the rebellion.
Yeah, literally every single person that I asked said that they were depressed and they were anxious and they were suicidal at some point during the whole thing, and some even attempted. And yeah, it was very tough.
So you're saying this is like 23 out of 25 people that you asked. Whoa. So
yeah,
Nizi and Cesar, would you say, I know you guys just be open, and because we want to help you as mothers and fathers, we want to know what you guys are going through. Would you say you guys, your peers, do you ever hear or see things like that, the suicidal thoughts and things like that?
No, not on my side.
I've seen on my side, I have, because a lot of them they were cyberbullied because the social media and internet was the only thing we used during the lockdown. So like they were cyberbullied, bullied, abused at home. A lot of things happened to them, to the point where when we went back to school, you could see someone by looking them at their eyes that something isn't okay.
And what about alcohol and drugs? What would you guys say about such?
A couple of people on my side resorted to such.
Resorted to alcohol abuse.
Yeah,
just
alcohol.
To fill the void. To fill the void.
On my...
Yes, Nizi.
Oh, no, as in, you can go.
Yeah, people started drinking. It's horrible.
Azanati, you can go, and then Nizi's gonna go.
Basically, people resorted to alcohol and drugs, even to kind of like fill the void, because we were alone most of the time. For the longest time, we were alone. So those were kind of like an escape for people. And yeah, I have quite a few friends who actually said that was one of the things that they did.
Nizi?
People on my side, they actually did resort to drinking, but I don't know about the drugs, because their parents used to have a lot of parties at home during COVID-19, and during the parties, they would, because of the loneliness, they would end up drinking, and they would go out at night, which would actually lead to sexual abuse.
Ooh. Sexual abuse because they went out at night. Oh my God. Cesar, what would you say regarding this one?
None of my peers drink that I know of, at least.
And sex and all of that?
No, most of them just stayed at home.
They just stayed at home. You didn't, the abuse part of it?
No.
You didn't hear anybody being abused?
No.
Well, that's good. That's yeah. That's good. Okay, let's go to, I'm gonna come back to you guys with other questions, okay? What about pregnancies? Any pregnancies?
3.
No, not on my side.
3 that I know of. Yeah.
And these happened during lockdown?
Yes. It goes back to the urge to have sex and rebel.
How did it? What the hell?
Yeah.
And tell me something, educate us on this one. How on earth, when people are on lockdown, do they go and have sex? How do they
really want to get pregnant. These people really wanted to get pregnant.
They do
they
find a
really make
way.
sure that
They did find a way. There's always a way. There's always a way around the rules that are at home. There's always a loophole that one finds.
Okay, if the parents are at home and you are at home, how do you educate me here? How do you just leave and it's in the middle of lockdown?
Some might be pressured by
Maybe
their
like
boyfriends or girlfriends.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that one. So it's the pressure as well from the boyfriends. Okay. Now I'm going to come back to you guys. Let me introduce Mr. Mhlongo here. He is an educator and a comedian. Okay. And I actually wrote something about him because when I spoke to him earlier, he said as much as he's very passionate about his learners, as much as he teaches them about books, etc., he always tries in all the lessons to to teach them the life lessons as well. So I'm so grateful, Mr. Mhlongo, that we have teachers like you who genuinely care about our children. But now I want to hear from your side. What is it? You are the most exposed person to what the teenagers are going through at school. You spend a lot of time with them, and you know what we don't know as parents.
Yeah.
You see what we don't see. So what I would love for you to just share with us on that.
I think I'm going to start by saying, I think as parents, the one mistake we make is wanting to control our kids and not guide them. I think as a parents, the one thing we must do is you guide your kid. You don't control them. And that is why our kids go into depression and they go into anxiety. They have all this anxiety. And it's because we want to control them, not guide them. And what my purpose as a teacher, I always tell my learners this, is not to have, I don't want learners to just do well in school. I want to create better humans. And it's not about the marks. For me, it's not about the marks. The marks are a bonus. I want to create amazing humans that can fit into society, that can fit into any situation. Because I've noticed that most of the learners that, get the good marks, like your Azanatis, you will find that most of them are not really, they struggle with social skills. So what I prefer to do is teach them how to be social, how to fit into society and be better humans. And as a bonus, get better marks. So I think as parents, we need to focus on what our kids are capable of doing, because I always say this, it's going to be cliche because I'm a teacher. I always say that, I feel like learning doesn't happen in school. What we do at school, we give learners data. We give them data that they're going to use when they experience that. I think most of the things we learned in school, we didn't actually learn at school.
Yeah.
We got the information at school. We only use it later on in life. Like, we can teach and learn about heartbreak, but the only way for them to learn about heartbreak is to be heartbroken.
Wow, yeah.
And that doesn't happen in class. That doesn't happen in class. They're not going to be heartbroken in class. They're going to be heartbroken in life. But then we teach them the skills of how to take care, for lack of a better word, to take care or handle being heartbroken. So I honestly, no learning happens in schools. We give learners the tools that they'll need to use once they actually experience life. And I want to prepare my learners for life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the most important thing to me.
Wow, that is amazing. That's amazing. And what would you say they struggle with the most, especially this year? What did you see, or with them? What did you notice?
I noticed that most of our learners are anxiety. Like, they don't know, there's the fear of the unknown. They didn't really know what was going to happen. They were asking me so many questions. Sir, are we going to write exams this year? Sir, do you think we're going to pass? And all those things. I think it's the anxiety more than anything. So what I try to do is every single time we used to calm them down and say, guys, listen, we're all going through this together. It's our first time experiencing the corona pandemic. So let's just try and work through it together and get to a point where we are able to sustain ourselves, as and being. I always promote being an individual. Funny enough, I think I'm supposed to promote being in groups. I don't like groups. As an knows this, I don't like groups because that's where the bad influences come in. I want the person to be an individual. Have your own integrity, have your own values, and be your own person. That's the only way you can grow as a human being. I don't believe in groups because what groups do is maybe you find that Azanati just came from a good background. Her parents did well to raise her, but then she meets other people that are in a group and she gets influenced by those people. And then she changes her values and her standards and her integrity changes just to match everyone else. I always tell my learners that I don't believe in this notion of fitting in. You're not supposed to fit in. You're supposed to stand out. I want all my learners to stand out rather than fit in.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, God, I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed that my child is this teacher. Oh. I'm really blessed. This is amazing because Mr. Mhlongo, we get educators that don't really care about what they're doing. They're doing it for just to make a living. We've seen videos on social media where these teachers are going to be swearing so bad at these kids. And they don't really care. They're just there to do the job so that they earn money in return. So I mean, it's such a blessing to hear that there's passion there, there's love there as well. Because we're not there half the time.
Yeah. I think the other problem. I think the other problem with me is, I always try to be the educator that my teachers weren't. I always try to be the educator that's going to influence learners, make them better people. Like I said, man, it's not for me. Marks are a bonus. I want to make these learners better human. I'm always make this example. I always say I want when my learners are driving Ferraris. If you add a red robot and you see an old lady crossing the road and she falls over, I don't want to raise a human that's going to laugh at that old lady. I want to raise a human that's going to get out of their 2.5 million rand Ferrari and go help that old lady out. That is the kind of human that I want.
Wow.
So the marks don't really mean much to me. I want learners to be better humans. Because I know if you're a better human, you're better to society, you're better to the world, you're better global citizen.
Wow. Oh, that's praiseworthy. That is amazing. Okay, just gonna go back to the teens now. Okay. Let's start with Cesar. Cesar, in your view, say I'm your mom. You're not talking to your mother who's watching now, right? You're gonna be as real as you can be. So if I'm your mom, what would you say? Because this year exposed us as parents. It exposed us that we don't have everything figured out. We don't know everything. We have no idea what we're doing, even when it comes to parenting you guys. We honestly learn as we go along. We don't know. God is helping us. We really have no idea. We see you guys growing up older and everything, but we do the best we can as parents. So what would you say, Cesar, if I was your mom? What would you want or expect from me to do better in my parenting?
Sometimes, I just feel like I can't talk to my mom. Like I can't talk to you properly, I feel like some things I just rather speak to my friends because I feel like you can have like a bad reaction to it. So I feel like you shouldn't blow up if I say something. You should just be calm about it and just like talk to me properly, like don't shout or
Please take this.
Yeah.
Don't shout. Oh, okay, you guys don't want us to shout. How does it affect you? When I shouted you as your mom, how does it affect you? How do you feel about that?
I'm a crybaby. I don't like being shouted. Like, I really don't like being shouted at because I will cry. You may not see me cry, but I will cry.
Oh man.
Can I also add something?
Yes. Add something.
Okay. Being shouted at while you're already feeling worse. Like if you're feeling bad and you shout at me, I feel 10 times worse. You know, because isn't a mom is supposed to be the person who makes you feel better? If the outside world is ruining you, you expect your family to be the people that tell you, okay, no, the world is like this, but we here and we make things better. And because we're your family and we love you. So if I feel terrible and then I tell you, and then you react in the way that I didn't expect you to, like you yell or you say something that maybe someone else from the outside said to me. And it won't even be your fault because you won't know better. Like you'll say exactly what I heard outside, and then that will make me feel more alone than anything else, especially if you're my mom.
Oh my goodness. Nizi?
My mom, she believes that you should first talk to a child before reacting in a bad way or reacting physically. But when my mom sometimes shouts at me, she knows that like I will go to the room and like cry on my own, like because when your parents shouts at you, it makes you feel so small and it's like you just want to curl up in a ball and just cry forever.
Okay. Now I'm gonna ask you a very tricky question, because now this question, when you have done wrong, you are in the wrong, you've broken your mother's rules, you know, and she has every reason to be upset, extremely upset. How would you like her to react to you?
A very good question.
Out, I guess. Like even if
okay,
like
Cesar, okay, let's go for Cesar, and then Nizi's gonna respond as well, and then I'll go to Aze.
Like don't shout, no matter how bad something is. Just like don't like raise your voice. Like you can talk to me in a calm voice, but like still show that you're angry. But don't like shout, raise your voice. No, I don't like that.
Okay, so that guy, that sort of affects you guys negatively. Does it not speak discipline? It speaks something else to you guys.
Yeah. Sometimes it just makes me...
Sorry, I didn't hear that, Cesar. Can you repeat that?
Sometimes it just makes me want to do something even worse than what I did.
Yeah.
Okay, so the shouting makes you guys rebellious.
Yes.
Okay, we're taking notes. Yes. I'm taking notes because I will at least try and control my shouting.
I'm taking notes too. Like, what the hell? I'm taking notes.
You know, guys, I'm really grateful that you came to this platform, because we now know things that we didn't know. And you know what? Us with our parents, this would not have happened. You know,
trust me.
You can hardly get a hug from your mom.
I am so shocked. My mom has never hugged me. My mom has never. you guys are getting hugs. You
see how your generation differs from us. You know, so you guys really don't like being shouted at. I've noted that. Even though we are angry, we must just find a way to communicate to you guys. Nizi, what's your input on this, my darling?
I feel like the key to a teen is communication, because a teen might feel sad or bad, but they might not show it, but they want you to talk to them. They want you to show them affection and love.
I agree. Okay. Okay. Isaac,
And
do you have an input on this?
yes, I do. I feel like with the whole shouting thing, it would be better for you to tell me how I made you feel. I feel like if a parent came to me and said, okay, so you made me so sad when you did this. I'm so disappointed because you did this. Those words have more effect than you shouting at me. Those words will cut deeper than when you scream at me, because no child actually wants to make their parent disappointed in them. It's the worst feeling ever, personally. If my mom were to tell me right now if I did something and she'd be like, Azia, I'm disappointed in you, I would, wow, it would be the worst thing ever. So, I mean, honestly, if you tell me, because parents have feelings too. We teens forget this. We teens forget that we think that we're the only people who have feelings. We're the only people, because we're teens and it's so much bigger and we're starting to discover ourselves. We feel, oh no, we're the only ones who have feelings. We're self-centered, basically. I know I am at times. But we forget that parents also have feelings and they're human too. So I feel like if you told me how I made you feel, then I would self-reflect and say, okay, so now I messed up and now I need to fix this, because I don't want to hurt my mom. I don't want to hurt my parents. I don't want to hurt my family. So if you told me how I made you feel, then definitely that would have the same effect as you shouting at me.
Okay. I noted that. However, I've got another question. You guys, I'm going to go back to Mr. Msongo, but you guys, you know, as much as we need to take time and get to know the people that you are now, because currently you guys are trying to figure things out, you're still trying to get to know yourselves, your preferences. You see, when you guys were younger, we just, all we did was to say, do this, and you would do it. No questions asked, you would just follow it and obey it. Now, do you guys also take time to get to know your parents as you expect us to get to know you guys? Because let me tell you guys why I'm saying this. I'm saying this because you know, in my culture, okay, you know, now because of the mixed cultures we have, but in my culture, it's not really easy to be vulnerable with my child. You know, it's not easy for me to say, you know, as in now you've hurt me and things like, it's not easy. It takes effort. It takes me educating myself. So do you guys also get to know or learn or understand where we come from as parents? Because we don't come from the world you come from. Okay, our parents, the way we were parented, is very different from you guys. So I want to know this now. Do you give your parents a break in understanding, you know, that for my mom, it's not easy to be this open, or for my mom, it's not, she doesn't understand what I go. Do you guys ever think about that?
I feel like my mom is low-key like me, because I'm not really good when it comes to opening up to people. I'd rather just keep everything to myself, and then I just cry when I'm alone. I feel like my mom's like that too.
So the communication with deep stuff, that's a no-go for you guys. Okay. Nizi?
Well, my mom is just like me. She's very open. Like, if I see my mom and like, I see that something is wrong, I'll first go to her, then we will have a talk. Then if I see that she's comfortable to open up to me, and we will have a talk, and she will tell me everything that is going on. And we will sit like for an hour and talk and share our emotions with each other, because my mom is a very outspoken person, and she's very open when it comes to her feelings.
Wow.
Wow.
You know, do you know how
you
blessed
guys
you are?
can talk to your parents? Wow.
Do you know how blessed you are, Nizi?
I know, I tell her every day.
Wow.
I hope she's listening, Musa.
Listening, Musa.
Because she always says to me, Nizi, you know, you don't give me affection. You're always on TikTok. And she always blames the social media. And I'm always like, but I'm always here for you, Musa. I hope you're listening.
Azay, what would you say? What would you say to add to this?
I mean, okay, Mom, you're not open. Let's start right there. I've only seen you cry 3 times, like literally, because both you and Dad, you don't really speak what's on your mind. Because I could have a conversation with my father for an hour and we'll talk about random stuff and it'll be like a very interesting conversation, but then I won't get how he feels. That the whole entire conversation, I won't get how he feels. And I'm like that too. I will never.
He's a man. That's what we men do. So we specialize in.
That's true.
Yeah, and with my mom, then I just mom. I mean, she will tell me because my mom is more she's more not open, but then she will say what's on her mind. So I will sort of get a sense, and my mom, I can always read her face. Like if she's angry, I will see that she's angry. But then if she doesn't want to be spoken to, then I will see that she does not want to be spoken to. And then I will know, okay, this is where I'll step back. I'll even tell my little siblings, okay, guys, don't bother her. She's not okay. But then with feelings, like if she's sad or if I will never really be able to tell because my mom, both my parents they'll always put a smile on their face. Like I'll never even see them fight. I've never ever seen my parents fight ever because like they don't want us to see that side. So then I'll never get a sense of how they're truly feeling, even though they'll appear to be happy. And I'm like that too. I'll be sad and I'll be crying one moment. And then when she calls me, maybe because she wants to ask something, I'll wipe those tears and I'll go and I'll smile and I'll even sing and jump around and play with my siblings like I'm totally okay. Then I'll go back to my room and I'll cry again.
So you don't feel like there's openness really about talking about emotions.
No.
No. Okay. No, I've noted that. I hear you. But do you guys ever think that when we don't share certain things, we're trying to protect you guys?
Yeah.
I mean, we can't load adult problems on people your age, But can I ask that? So would you like us? Okay, when I get as it specifically you, would you like us to be more open when we said you want to know that?
Yeah.
Yes,
definitely.
Please.
Transparency.
Yeah.
Okay. Cesar? Yes, Isaac.
You can't expect me to be open if you're not going to be open with me. There must be like that balance. I must know when you're not okay.
It must be a two-way street.
Yeah.
That's a two-way street.
I'll ask you if you're not okay. I'll ask you. I'll be like, okay, Mom, are you okay? And then I'm those kind of people. If you ask me if I'm okay, I'll be like, yeah, I'm good, but I'm not. So and I'll change that. If I will be able to be like, okay, so what's up? And then you'll be able to tell me. Even if it's, I don't know, money or work or stress, I need to know because you are protecting me, yes, but I think you telling me will teach me to tell my kids as well.
Wow. Okay. Openness.
Oh, wow.
Openness, transparency.
Okay. Wow.
Wow, that's something.
Wow.
And I've noted that as well. Okay, now let's go back to Mr. Mhlongo. Mr. Mhlongo, with what these kids have mentioned about COVID-19 and their experiences, the anxieties and all of that, what would you say in a subject of alcohol, sex, drugs, and suicide?
Here's the funny thing. For some reason, most of these learners actually open up to me. I get learners, during my break times that come through to me and just tell me what's happening at home, what's happening in their personal lives. And I like that because, like, I feel like the one thing that everybody needs is a person that they feel like they can talk to. Because let's be honest, as a Nazi, as parents, we don't have time. Like I think COVID was a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
It gave us a chance to know our kids. I didn't know. My son is 5 years old. I have a son who's 5 years old. I didn't know. If it wasn't for COVID, I wouldn't have known that my son has ugly toes. I found out during COVID that my son has horrible toes. I don't think I would have. I don't like my son's toes. I don't think. I don't like his toes. I think I wouldn't have found this out if it hadn't been for COVID. And I feel like COVID gave us a chance to connect with our families. So I think in essence, we need to listen to our kids more, because our kids are actually shouting, are screaming at us as parents for help, or if not help, they're screaming to us to get to know us. Like you said, there's something so powerful that Azanati said when she said that, she finds it difficult to open up to her parents because she feels like her parents don't open up to her. And that is so true. Like, I think now you would attest to this. Have you ever had a friend that always tells you their problems, but then you don't tell them your problems back? It's not really a balanced friendship. The only way you are able to open up to someone is if they open up to you. So I feel like as parents, we need to open up.
Wow.
We need to open up more to our kids. Tell our kids our problems. My son is 5; he won't remember my problems, so I can tell him all of my problems, and he won't remember anyway because he's just gonna go. So, but then I think it's very important. But I've actually taken notes as he's growing. That as he grows, I need to communicate to them. Tell him, son, I don't have money. Tell him that I had a bad day at work. Tell him that I'm going through this and that. I feel like, based on what Azanati said, I feel like our kids want to actually get to know us to that level.
Wow, man.
And we need to,
This just, it's sort of, it's so, I don't know, it's so amazing because I'm thinking to myself, if we don't talk back, then they probably think it doesn't show how human we are as well to them. Right? Am I right to say that? You guys want to know that we are also human as parents. Am I right to say that, Nizi? You also want to know that we go through the struggle. We're not superhuman. Well, thank you for sharing that.
That's the picture that parents normally put up on us. That's the picture. At home, Mom, we even call Dad Super Dad. We even call him Super Dad because my dad's an amazing person. My dad is an awesome dad. But then because he's so awesome, I will sometimes never actually ever think about the fact that he's going through stuff too. He might have horrible days of work and I'll never know because he's such a super dad. And same with you, Mom. You'll be an amazing mom. You'll come home and you'll shine and you'll make us laugh and you'll sing and you'll act goofy. But then I'll never actually know if, with all the goofiness that you're acting up and everything, I'll never actually know, what if you're dying inside? What if you're not okay? Because you're acting goofy. So back to opening up, yeah, that would be...
That you guys are seeking. Yeah, okay. Wow, guys, thank you. You really are educating us today. Thank you so much. Mr. Msongo seems to have, left. I think he's going to join us shortly. Oh, there we go. He's back. Welcome back, Mr. Msongo. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. My router is just showing off. I don't know. It's showing me flames.
It's okay.
Showing me flames.
It's part of, social media. We get these glitches, these technological glitches.
Yeah, definitely.
And do you have any? We almost done with time.
Almost
do you have
done,
any closing remarks, Mr.
All I'm gonna say is thank you guys so much for opening up to us and talking to us as your parents and as your teachers, and really appreciate you guys. And what we're gonna do is, I think the next meeting you're gonna have is with the parents now, and just bring up these points and see what the parents think. because I'm sure you're going to get parents like, "Hey, me I'm shy, I mean, I guess, guys." So I think we need to have another meeting where we talk to parents now, and we actually bring up these points that the learners gave us and that our kids gave us, and then we take it from there. Because I feel like there's so much that we learned today, about the learners that we teach, about the kids that we have, and I think it's very important for us to take it as parents to the next level and actually connect with our kids, because without them we are nothing. I didn't. The funny thing is, before I had a son, I didn't have a. I figured out I didn't have a purpose. Like, if you don't have, before I had a kid, I was just living. I was just, I was just a guy who was just living. My son gave me a purpose. Our kids give us purpose to. Now I have a reason to be alive because I have someone who depends on me. So I think we need to take these points and actually present them to other parents, and then we take it from there.
Wow. Oh my goodness. So you guys, did you hear that? Did you hear what Mr. Tongo said? That you guys give us a purpose. There is nothing we live for when we got you guys.
You've actually said that to me before. A couple of days ago, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I'll tell you now, since you say that we need to open up, as mothers and fathers. I'll tell you that just like Mr. Msongo was saying, before I had you, I was a spoiled brat. I was not matured. I didn't appreciate nothing. Yeah, I grew up, I had everything. So I had a mother who was so good to me.
Is this a normal moment right now? Is it like a no?
Yeah,
It's a normal moment right now.
Yeah, so when you came, you kind of gave me maturity. I got it from you. So yeah. Yeah. So guys, thank you so much. I think I want to do this again.
Me too. This
is lovely.
Yeah,
I enjoyed this.
So you guys enjoyed as well.
Yeah, lovely.
Good.
Lovely.
Good. Any closing remarks from you, Nizi?
Oh no.
Nothing. Okay. Cesar?
My mom should stop using her phone so much. She's even worse.
Oh wait, I think I do.
Same.
It's the same as Cesar.
Me too.
It's the same as Cesar, because when I was doing online schooling, my mom would always be on the phone. Like, she would be on the phone so loud to the point where my classmates could actually hear me on the Zoom meetings, and I'd be so embarrassed. But then when we're on a phone call when they're busy, then it's a huge deal.
I hear you. I hear you very well. I heard that this is important with boys. Okay, we call you guys men now. That you don't want to be embarrassed. Parents, I hope you are listening. Your kids do not want to be embarrassed.
Oh my God,
I
Mom,
actually read about it.
Take notes,
Okay?
Mom. Take
What
notes.
now?
You don't want to be embarrassed. You are the most embarrassing mom in the world.
Me?
Take notes.
Someone ain't eating tonight. Someone ain't getting her dinner tonight, and mom ain't cooking for you.
I'm embarrassed.
You call me embarrassed? You said I'm embarrassed.
Oh my God! So I'm a mom that embarrasses.
Yes. Even younger said it. Even my little sister, even my 8-year-old sister said it to me. That my mom is incredibly embarrassing.
Okay.
Okay, now we'll talk about this one outside of this platform, because I need to know. No, seriously, I need to know the things I do that makes you guys embarrassed so that I stop doing them. You see?
Okay. No, because otherwise you're a cool mom. Because otherwise you're a very cool mom.
Okay. I think we have. Yeah, it's actually 6:29 now, so we're pretty much done. Is there anything else, Aze, you want to say as well?
Okay, with everything that we go through, our parents just need to know that we do love them. We do. We may not say it all the time, but we love our parents. Okay, I love my mom. I love my dad. I love them so much. I love every single person because they look after me. So moms and dads, we love you. We love you so much.
Can I just say something, Aze?
Okay.
Aze, this is a message to you. I know what you're doing right now. You're trying to make mom forget about the fact that you said she's embarrassing. You still have some explaining to do. When they, this I love you speech is not gonna work.
No knowledge.
She'll be like, what did you mean when you said?
Actually, I want to know because I'm a learning parent. I actually make one example.
Okay.
I want to know because we're being real here. So we want other parents to learn as well. So give me one thing that is kind of I embarrass you guys with.
Okay. When I say something maybe that you don't agree with, there was this one time that you had like an event, and I was standing next to you. Okay. And then I said something that you didn't agree with. And what my mom likes to do, she likes to hit my head. I don't like when you do that. I really don't like when you do that. It will be brief and she'll be like, Aze, and I'll be like, really, mom? I mean, it's not necessary. I'm taller than you and you still do it.
Oh, baby. Okay, Mr. Mangaliso has... Okay, I'll stop. I'm not even aware mentally. I'm not aware that I do that. But I hear you. That's duly noted.
Cool.
Yeah. Easy, do you have anything to say before we close? Not. I can't hear you, Nizi. Nizi, I think you've muted. Yeah, I think you've muted. We can't. Yeah, it's muted, baby. Still muted.
No.
We cannot hear you now.
It says muted. It says muted still.
But he keeps on muting it.
Now it's unmuted now.
Nizi? Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah. Welcome back. Okay, so do you have anything else to say?
No, I don't.
You don't. Cesar? Nothing.
No.
Isaac?
Nope.
Nothing. Okay, Mr. Mhlongo seems to have left us. That's so unfortunate. Maybe his battery died or something. But you guys, thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for, I know for a fact that this must have been tough on you guys. It's not easy to open up, especially to us, as you guys have indicated, that,
especially
sometimes we don't.
Especially since you're my mom. I mean, at least Cesar and Nizi didn't have to, because, I mean, you're my mom, so it was like 10 times harder, but okay.
No, I think me and you have reached a level where we communicate about everything.
No, we have definitely.
Yeah, I'm glad that you trust me now with yourself, and you can speak to me about deep things, and that you know that I'm here for you. I've got your back, and I will not judge you, even if the struggles you go through. So yeah, I think we've reached that. But I've noted what you've said, and I'm sure other parents have noted those things as well. Parents that, we have to listen more. We also have to be human to them. They also want to know our vulnerability, if I can put it that way. Yeah, guys, I'm so grateful. Thank you that you did this. Nizi, Cesar, and Aze, and Mr. Mhlongo. I'm not sure what happened to Mr. Mhlongo, but thank you guys for doing this. Let me just close. You guys are welcome to leave the meeting. I just need to do my closing quickly. To the parents. Parents, you've heard what these kids had to say. We had fun today. This was so fun. This was absolutely amazing. Yeah. So, bye, baby. Bye. Bye, Aze. Bye, Cesar. So, parents, I just want to say, I was reading something up on teenagers. It's good to, sort of teach yourself. We don't know everything, and this we know. We don't know everything, and we need to constantly educate ourselves about how to raise these kids, and we need to always check our characters as well. Are we doing the right thing? Are we modeling, the right things to these kids? Because they read everything we do more than the things we say to them. We now need to also walk the walk as parents. So guys, I'm so grateful that you watch. Please do share, what is that thing? Share parties or watch parties, and share. I think parents need to know these things that these kids were talking about today. I was reading up on 10 common problems that teens faced in 2020. And, that number one is acceptance. There's a need for them to be accepted. And, they want to be accepted even with their peers, with their friends. And as a result, sometimes they'll do things that are out of their character because they want to be accepted. And I think if we are open when it comes to communication with them, then they won't need validation or acceptance. That's what I believe. And then the second one was stress. These kids, we have to understand when we're dealing with them at home, and their activities, the activities we have at home, and the chores and everything. We have to understand that also they are, they do get stressed. They do get stressed. They have feelings, and we need to be on the lookout for such, because a behavior, when you think a child is being cheeky, sometimes they're just stressed and they need you to sit down with them and talk to them and just find out what's bothering them. So that's another point. Another point is self-harm. These kids, as I was sharing with my daughter the other day, and she was telling me that, in their peers, all the peers, some of them have tried to commit suicide. They've attempted it, and they've even thought about it. And, that's a cry for help. We really need to get into their world and just, get to know them better. We don't know what we're doing. To be honest, we don't know what we're doing as parents. We learn as we go along, especially being parents of teenagers. So I just wanted to raise those issues. They face bullying at home. They face, there's pressures, like they were saying, pressures of sex, the people they date. So we need to talk about these things with them. We need to find time in our busy schedules and actually, talk about these things with them. And we need to be parents who they know they can trust, that they won't be judged. That's what I wanted to say. We need to also understand, I was reading, there was a Facebook group that I was reading about a mother who was, this child, she sent her mother a message. She's a tertiary student, and she sent her mother a message to tell the mother she's got a boyfriend. And the response of the mother was unbelievable. The mother started swearing at her and so forth. And not that I judge the mother, but I thought that could have been used as an opportunity to educate the child, to talk openly with the child. I know parents, please note this, I know that we were not raised as they are raised right now. They are exposed to things that we were not maybe exposed to when we were growing up. But it's not that different. And I want you to know that our kids, they go through similar struggles. That's why I said I need to do this for the parents. I need to talk to the parents. And another point is that these kids, parents, they are multicultural kids. They don't only have the culture of the African people. They've got other cultures. They are exposed to other cultures. And we have a culture where our culture, we don't talk about boyfriends And that's one culture. Another culture that they are exposed to is a boyfriend comes home, is introduced to the parents, so they are a mixed culture generation, and we've put them to that situation. We are the ones who introduced them to that situation because we wanted what is better for them. So we now need to come to the party and not be so rigid in our parenting, and try and put ourselves in their shoes. Most of all, parents, be merciful to your children. They're not bad. When they do something that is bad, it doesn't mean they are bad. I know that you want what is best for them, but the good heart is there. And that's what you need to, you need to make them see as well, is that when you find out your child has a boyfriend, don't make them feel like they've murdered someone. It's just a boyfriend. And to be honest, love, teenage love is such a beautiful thing. As long as kids know that we don't promote indoors dating or sex before marriage, as long as kids know that sex is wrong before marriage, as long as they know that, the rest is up to them. Another thing I wanted to say, lastly, before I close, when something is forbidden, I know I was once a teenager. When something is forbidden and I know it's forbidden, you want to rebel. You want to test for yourself. Gandhi, dating is not something that, it's not like somebody killed someone. Dating it's just dating, however, it's always good for a child to wait until they are older. So don't swear at children and make them feel that they've murdered someone or they've done the worst thing in life. It's just dating. Another thing I wanted to share, just before I close, is that we need to cover them in prayer. This is the most challenging period in their lives. Usathana, right now, the devil is trying to wipe these children out before they get to their destinies, before they come into their senses. They're still too little now to be matured and understand certain things. They're trying to figure themselves out. The devil attacks them in the teenage stages, in the adolescent stage. And this is why we need to cover our children in prayer every single day. It's something that we need to do so that the devil doesn't steal their future. Because you don't want a child who's 20, who comes in their senses at 20, and they are busy recovering now from the mess they've created for themselves when they were teenagers. This is why it's so important that we need to cover them. God has a way of putting children in a cocoon. He has a way of doing that. I know from when I was a teenager, God has a way of not allowing you to be exposed in certain things. So we need to cover them in prayer. We need to listen to them. We need to encourage them as well. And but I just wanted to thank you for watching this evening. I hope you've received something from this. I've learned as well. I've learned a lot as well. Next week, we are talking to a personal branding expert. We will be learning about personal brand. So I'll be seeing you again at 6 o'clock. It's going to be 6 o'clock. Next week, we'll be talking about personal branding. So everybody who's interested in building their brands, purpose-driven people, people who are running businesses, you are more than welcome to watch. So thank you guys for watching. God bless and have a good night.